2025, I'm going through some of the best movies of every year that I've been alive. And in the year 2025, I turned 35.
Will's doing it.
And it's been a while since I made one of these. I technically, all the videos you might have seen from 1990 all the way to 2024, I filmed at the end of 2024, so the end of last year. So a year ago, I recorded those. So now I'm doing the fresh one in the year, currently 2025. We're at the end of the year. So let's look back at some of the great movies that had this year. If I'm forgetting some, I'm sure I had a child this year. So mid-year, we had our son, and he took up some of our time. So I didn't see everything, but I tried to see what I could, and this is what I came up with. So if I missed anything, please leave it down below. Starting with one of my favorite movies of the year, and a lot of people's, it's become the most popular thing ever, we have K-pop Demon Hunters. I am a middle school child. I absolutely love this movie. I watched it twice. I'm ready to watch it a third time. The music is incredible. It's been on Billboard charts. It's up for a Grammy. It might be up for an Oscar. The nominees are now out soon, but I'd be shocked if it wasn't on original song category. This movie was a juggernaut. Netflix is just so lucky. They probably didn't think this was going to be anything, and then it became the biggest thing ever. It was done by Sony Animation Studios. They're the same people who did Spider-Verse, so you could tell that the same kind of DNA of like the most very unique style of animation is in this, and I love it. The story is great, concise, and wonderful. The music is wonderful, but now it's really in Netflix's hands to not ruin this. They could easily do like 20 spin-offs and it really just run it into the ground. But hopefully they take their time, do it well, give it a sequel, give it a prequel maybe, but like don't kill it, Netflix. Make it good, make it worthwhile having this great property. And also, if the singing voices of Huntrix wants to go on tour and do their own album, they totally could. I'm not sure how that works legally, if they're like owned by Netflix, all this different stuff, but anyway, whatever. They would kill it. They're already killing it just by doing Golden everywhere. You have Golden, you have Soda Pop. There's too many hits to talk about. Love K-pop Demon Hunters. If you haven't watched it and you think it's just for kids, I'd say please reconsider. It's not just for kids. It's a great movie. Next up, we have Frankenstein. This one just also recently came out from Netflix. Guillermo del Toro, just having the best time. I was a big fan of this movie. Guillermo del Toro, I was so excited for him because I knew how much he loves this monster movie stuff and how much of a delight it probably was to have that Netflix budget and let him do whatever he wanted to do. And the gothic style he brought, everything was so stylistic and awesome. The gross little like puppets he had going on that were just so Guillermo del Toro. It's crazy. And I'm sure it's like, I don't know. I don't know the guy, obviously. I was just so excited for him that he was able to get this done and the way I'm sure he wanted to. So hopefully he's very, very proud of it. You have Oscar Isaac doing what he does best. I haven't seen a bad role from him, honestly. He is always kills it, whatever he's in. You have Jacob Elordi playing Frankenstein's monster. Just such a good job at physical acting. He gave so much life through his eyes, through his movements, and just incredible. You see him kind of go from a brain dead kind of baby to learning things, figuring things out, studying things. Like the intrigue in his eyes when he like held an object or did something was just really, really great. And obviously, I like the way they told the story in like kind of two parts, from Dr. Frankenstein's perspective and then from the monster's perspective, and how they converge towards the end. And just the whole look of this movie was just awesome. I know we're out of spooky season, but if you haven't seen Frankenstein, go check it out. It's on Netflix. It's just a really, really good movie. All right, next up we have One Battle After Another. I was very excited that I was able to sneak away from the new baby here to go and see this in the theaters because it really was a great movie. I haven't seen a lot of PTA movies, but I'm definitely want to see more now that I've seen this because it was just really, really well done. The cinematography in this was great. The sound was amazing. There's a scene towards the end where they're going up and down in cars, up and down these like hills on this road, and the way they shot it was so like, you're going up and down. Like you're almost like on a ship going up and down these waves, and just really, really interesting way to shoot things. And the tension was ratcheted up. You have Leonardo DiCaprio, Leo, always killing it. He brings a lot of comedy in this role. He's like a burnout, revolutionary spy who has been out of the game and has been in hiding for so many years. They just smoked enough weed that his brain is fried. So all the time of him on the phone, they're asking for like the special secret code words so they can not know he's not a counter spy or whatever, and he can't remember because it's been so long and he's just smoked so much weed. It was very, very funny. And you have who played his daughter in this movie, Chase Infinity, who was really, really, really good. And I can't wait to see her in more things because she really stood out in this movie. And you had Sean Penn playing a really good creep. He was really, really good at playing this creepy, weird guy. But one of the best characters you had, it was Benicio del Toro playing this guy who I would want on my side no matter what was going on. He was there as kind of like a little bit of a sidekick for Leo, getting him out of jail, doing things, and like just the character Benicio brought was just, I couldn't stop watching. I could watch the whole movie just of him. Amazing. One Battle After Another is really, really well done film. I don't want to give any spoilers about the movie or what it's really about because it's just one of those movies you got to sit down and just start watching. Switching up genres a little bit, we have Predator Badlands. This is a first Predator movie we've had since Prey, but I really, really enjoyed this Predator kind of adventure. We are way more involved with like the Predator himself. Like he's the main character and he gave him so much more, characterization and like he's more than just a killing machine. We've only seen Predators as like the elite killing force, and it was nice to see like the runt of the family try to prove himself and earn his father's respect and all these different things. And really, it was the first time you kind of see like the human side of the Predators. Obviously, they're not humans, but like you see like more than just like a killing machine. They were real, not people, but people. And just really well done. It was nice seeing them on an alien planet, not having them just be like, they're hunting humans. There's 8 different kind of aliens and different things on this planet that was just kind of designed to kill you. And he was, trying to prove himself. You have Elle Fanning playing a synth from the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. So that kind of ties in the alien universe a little bit. So I'm excited for this to kind of continue. I think this is the same director as Prey, and they just did a really good job of building a Predator world where before it was more just like one-off adventures and you kind of left it alone. This is kind of building that world out. And I hope they bring in the Alien franchise into this, but in a delicate way where it's not just Alien versus Predator again. So I hope they have kind of give more lore and mythos to kind of like really blend it in nicely. I really, really like Predator Badlands, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here. Next up, we have Superman. This is James Gunn's first entry into his new DC universe, and I'm very interested to see where it goes. It did give a little bit of Guardians of the Galaxy kind of vibes to it because that's his thing, and he kind of does that. But I don't want all of the movies in the DC universe to kind of have that same vibe. I want things to feel different. Like I don't want a Guardians-esque Batman movie. That shouldn't be. So I hope that he kind of gives the reins to a lot of different directors and producers and things to kind of like give their spin to things. But I'm glad that someone's at the helm who can kind of like watch everything and be more cohesive, because I think the DC universe in the past didn't have that cohesion. It was kind of just one-off movies that they kind of tried to tie together. They had the Snyderverse, which was just bleh. I know there's lovers of that, but just not my favorite. I thought the casting in this was really, really great. Corn Sweat as Superman. He has the look, of course. That's the main thing. He has the look, but he also brings a really good humility to Superman, which he needs to have because he was, raised on Earth. I wish they had a little bit more of his, hometown life. I know there was no origin story. Everyone kind of knows the origin of Superman, so I didn't want them to hit it too much. But I think a little bit more with the Ma and the Pa Kent would have been interesting to see, because they had a scene of it, but I wanted a little bit more. I kind of feel his roots. But I'm excited to see him as Superman. I think he did a really good job. He has like that, do-gooder. He wants to do good. That's what he thinks he was put on this earth to do, and that's his like mission statement. I like that he sticks to those guns, which is great. Love Nicholas Hoult as a just like mean, nasty, like petty Lex Luthor. I feel like Lex Luthor's in the past have been a little bit more like schmarmy, kind of like boss guys, but he's just he just hates Superman for like being better than him. And like that's all it is. It's really not like he's obviously afraid of him because he could kick his butt, but like more like he's a do-gooder and he's better than me. He's a better person than me, and I just can't stand that. And he shows that, and it's great. And you had Rachel Brosnahan as like a perfect Lois Lane. As soon as they announced this casting, I was like, obviously, if you saw her in Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, fast-talking newswoman, I'm like, she got that in the bag. And that her and Corn Sweat have great chemistry as a Lois and Superman. So I'm excited to see where this cast, continues on and Superman and building out like the DC universe. They had a couple of people in the movie, kind of like an already established crew of, Green Lantern and Hawkgirl and Mr. Terrific. So I'm more interested to see how they, putting in like Batman and Wonder Woman, all these different people that are like, mainstays in the DC universe. but like keeping it cohesive where it's not just like hit you over the head with like trying to make team up movies like they tried to do in the past with the Snyderverse. We'll see where James Gunn wants to take this. I know right now we're still in this limbo of Netflix possibly buying Warner Brothers Discovery, so that is, and Warner Brothers Discovery owns DC, so let's see if that sale, if it officially goes through, if that then affects James Gunn's plans and what they'll let him do. I hope it's all just bad. Big companies buying other big companies and just merging everything together until we have like, two companies that own everything. Ugh. Next up, we have Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Tom Cruise, he's at it again. This is like the part 2. Even though they kind of dropped part 1, part 2, they just kind of renamed them. This was part 2 to the one that came out a year or two ago. Action is always great. It's Tom Cruise. He's doing his thing, Mission Impossible style. It's always good. The story was fine. It was more, it was like AI taking over the world. He has to stop it. There's, a special key. It's all very interesting. They bring some people back from like the original Mission Impossible, which was fun and cool, but the story never really is like main stage for me. I think of these more of like Fast and the Furious movies where it's not really about the story. It's more about the fun stunts and the action. Because if you try to think too hard about things, it's just like, So I enjoy them like I do Fast and the Furious. The way they called it Final Reckoning, you're like, is this Tom Cruise's last movie? Mission Impossible movie, at least. And it was fine. There's a couple things that were kind of final, but there was he definitely left it open to be continued, or he can be in other ones, but maybe like pass it on somehow. Time will tell. We'll see what Tom wants to do. It's kind of his thing. He kind of can just do whatever the heck he wants. This is his franchise. Like there's a director and there's producers, but like Tom Cruise calls all the shots for this. And last on the list for 2025, the movie I watched most recently as of filming this is Wake Up Dead Man, pretty much Knives Out 3. They kind of try to leave out the Knives Out thing, but it's Knives Out 3. It's Benoit Blanc, Daniel Craig, doing his thing, coming in, trying to solve a murder mystery. This movie really had 3 things going for it. You had Daniel Craig, like I just said, playing Benoit Blanc, always a fun time. His accent's great, love it. And then you had this in really, really good cinematography. Some of these scenes are shot so well. The lighting coming in through the church was awesome. And the flashback scenes using like stained glass window kind of panes, looking through like this colors and different things, framing things, very interesting, cool push zooms, all those things. There was a couple times where I was watching, I'm like, ooh, sick shot. And the third thing was Josh O'Connor. He was incredible in this movie. He literally is the reason that I left Thunderbolts off of this list. Thunderbolts was fine. I'm not going to get into it. It's not one of my top movies. It was in the middle for me. But Josh O'Connor was incredible in this movie. There's a scene where he's on the phone with someone trying to frantically find a piece of information out. And then he finds out that this woman's mother is sick. And the way he changed up his personality, he changes his face. In that moment, I'm just like, whoa, there are good priests out there. The murder mystery was interesting. Of course, you have Benoit Blanc pointing out things that no one would notice except for him. So it was good. I wanted a couple, maybe like 1 or 2 more reveals. I wanted to have more character development with some of the other side characters. You had Andrew Scott playing a writer who you got surface level for a lot of these people. You have Jeremy Renner playing a doctor whose wife left him, so he's depressed and drinking a lot. And that's all we kind of know about him. You had Kerry Washington being a woman who's just pissed that she had to raise a son that maybe not be hers. They didn't get much into them, so it kind of like was like, I know it's not like they, I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna say who did it and give spoilers, but I'm like, they didn't give me enough reason to care about them, kind of thing, or like they didn't add enough to the story to really like be like, whoa, who could it be? Kind of really was pointed 1 or 2 ways. It really wasn't that complex once it was kind of laid out. Just wanted maybe a couple more things from the story. Obviously, looking at it from the outside perspective, I wouldn't be able to write anything better. It was very well written. I just, a couple of things where I could have 1 or 2 more swerves and I would have been like, whoa. But if I had to rank the, Knives Out trilogy now at this point, I would do number 1 is still number 1 for me. Then this one I'd say is number 2. Number 3 is number 2. And then I'd say number 2, Glass Onion, was my least favorite. It got too heightened, too fantastical. And these are kind of need to be like grounded, contained stories. So I didn't really love that one as much. But Wake Up Dead Man, if you haven't watched it, it's on Netflix. Go check it out. 2025, I didn't get to see everything. There was a lot of stuff that came out this year. I was a little bit busy, had a baby, love the guy, couldn't see all the movies. So if anything I might have missed, please leave it down below. I love making these. I have a playlist going from 1990 all the way to today, 2025. Crazy. of all the movies I've seen, and some I think they're the best movies of those years. If you want to watch them, I appreciate it. The playlist is there. Check it out. Thank you so much for everyone who has watched some of them. I'm going to try to do some things like this here and there. Throw a subscribe. I would really appreciate it. You follow me on Letterboxd. I write reviews for all the movies I see on there. As soon as I pretty much get out of the theater, I start typing on my phone. But I really appreciate it. Have a great rest of 2025 and enjoy 2026. Bye.